Hi, this is Joanne from Starfish Designs, and I want to introduce you to my very first attempt at a Plan With Me video. I had a few people contact me and ask me to show them how I have been setting up my bullet journal spreads this month with my fruit theme, and also how I do the rainbow lettering that I've been using throughout this month. So I got a overhead phone holder that enables me to start doing some videos, and I thought that there's no time like the present. I haven't a clue what I'm doing, but I gave it a go today and this is the result, so I hope that you enjoy and that this helps you to see how I have been getting the lettering effects that I've been using this month. So the pens that I'm using are the Sakura Jelly Rose. Absolutely love them. They're full of colour, and these ones are particularly from the Moonlight Fluorescent pack. It's a 12 pack that I got from at the Ink Pot UK. Absolutely love that wee business. It's a small business run from the mainland UK by a mother and her daughter, and they have been so lovely in the orders that I've placed and so quick with their service, so highly recommend them. They stock the bullet journals, washi tapes, pens, everything you can imagine. So everything pretty much that I'm using, or most of what I'm using this month, including the journal that you're seeing me set up my weekly in, is all from there. So yeah, to do the rainbow lettering, I basically picked 4 colours for the main headers on my weeklies this month, and so I just start at the top and colour with the first colour. So you'll see me in a wee second lifting the dark red and starting at the top of the Y, and I just eyeball a quarter of the letter, and it's good to leave the edge of the red where it's going to meet the next colour kind of rough, so that it's not a straight line across, but it's kind of a jagged edge. It's easier to blend that way. Then I lift the next colour and I fill out that quarter, and then I go back in with the dark red once, and then back in with the lighter fluorescent red, just to blend the edges where they join together a little bit. Then I add the next colour, which is the orange, over the next quarter, and again just kind of going back and forwards with the 2 colours that I'm joining to help them to blend a little bit. So you'll see me blending with the orange and the yellow back and forwards a couple of times each, just to take away the kind of straight edge between the 2 colours joining. These pens are very juicy, but if I use them too much, which you'll see here in a wee second, the paper it kind of stops taking the gel pen ink after so much ink has been put onto it, which you can see here. So I had a little bit of a problem where it wouldn't take any more ink. So a solution that I have found that works quite well, which is also another second way to blend these gel pens together, is just to use your finger and just slightly rub between the 2 colours, and again that gives you a really smooth transition, so there's no straight edge. So that's me blending the pink and the orange with just the gel pens, and then here as I blend the yellow into the orange, again I show you the second method that you can use, where you use your finger to blend the 2 colours together. It gives you a slightly paler blend, but I kind of like the effect. So you'll see me mixing in and out with both techniques, just whatever I kind of feel like. The only thing that I did draw out beforehand is my boxes, which for this club sandwich from the at the Inkpot UK bullet journal, it's 13 squares by 13. So I drew out my 7 boxes, and then I also drew out just the outline of my lettering for the May 24th to 30th, just to give me an idea as to where to go with my gel pens. The MAY I can pretty much freehand myself. The letter or the numbers, sorry, that you can see me colouring in now, I actually just drew the numbers themselves, so you can see inside the 3 there's kind of a letter or number 3, and then I use my pencil to just thicken an outline around the number 3, and that gave me the width that I needed. So if you're not sure, that's another way to be able to kind of add your numbers and your letterings. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the blending of the gel pens. It's the first time that I've used these pens really in my bullet journal, and I really like them. I love the Club Sandwich journal. It's the first time that I've used this kind of journal that has black, craft and white pages all mixed throughout this journal. And I asked at the Inkpot UK which pens would work really well on the black, and they recommended the Moonlight. So I have 2 different 12 packs of the Sakura Moonlight jelly rolls, and I am just loving the effect. They're so bright on the black, but they actually also still stand out quite well on the craft, and they look lovely on the white as well. So a really good buy, very versatile pens, and as you can see, just full of colour and full of ink, and just fun to work with. So I hope that this helps to see different ways. I'm sure there are other ways that you can blend these together, but you can see that they blend quite nicely where there's no straight line left, and there's just kind of a nice fade from one colour into the next. So yeah, you just go back and forwards gently until that kind of straight edge disappears. So yeah, so that's how I do the blended rainbow lettering. You'll see me towards later in the video where I go back around the edging of the lettering with white, which I think just helps it to pop again further and kind of neatens up the edges against the black paper. So next you'll see me just setting up my days. So I'm finding this layout with these kind of boxes and this size is working really well for me. Currently it's one of my current favourite styles of weeklies. I just change the layout of the boxes so that they're not all the same every week, and then it gives me a bit of variety as to how to doodle. And the past weekly that's just finished, I put the boxes all around the edge, which left me a nice big blank black space in the middle where I drew some of my fruit doodles and put a quote. So it's really good to be able to set up your weeklies just different every week and have a play. It's one of the things that I love the most about my bullet journal, and just bullet journaling in general, is that you have the flexibility to just play and have fun and see what you like and figure out what you don't. And if you don't like it, you don't need to worry, because it only lasts you for 1 week, and next week you can try something different. So yes, so here I realised that I had made a mistake when I was setting this up, and I went from Tuesday the 25th to Wednesday the 27th, so it should be the 26th, the 27th and the 28th in the middle. But not to worry, I never freak out if I make mistakes, because there are always ways to cover it up. So I'm learning that my twin tip Funosuke black covers the fluorescent jelly rolls and any mistakes really easily, and you can hardly even notice that I've used it to cover up the mistake. So I'm just going to let that dry, and then I'll go back in and with my gel pens just go over the black. And it works really well. The black covers any mistakes. Basically it goes over the jelly rolls, it goes over the white pen if I do my lines wrong, or want to cover up something that I've written that was a mistake in the white gel pen. So yeah, the other ways you can do it is if you have other black spare pages, that you can cut some of that black page and stick it over your mistakes. I don't have any spare black pages, so this is the method that I have found, and I'm delighted because it worked really well there, and the gel pen still really pops over the top of that black cover up. So yeah, I'm letting that first layer of the lettering for my days of the week dry, and while it's drying I am just having fun. I don't ever plan out these doodles. I just see where the pen takes me and just enjoy having fun doodling, and just see what happens. So I'm just gonna doodle some of my Kawaii Fruit doodles. They're kawaii by putting cute, smiley, happy faces on them. I can fill the whole fruit in with the gel pen, and then again use my black end of my Food no Suke twin tip to put the eyes and the smiles on. But if I'm doing the fruit this big, I have realised that it actually works really well to leave the eyes and the smiles as negative space. So I draw them in, the outlines of them in first, and then colour in all around them, and it just makes the black really stand out. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you to it. You can just watch the rest of the video if you want. I'm just adding some more fruit into the blank spaces where there are no boxes, and then I use my white Sakura jelly roll to go in and add some highlights, which I just, again, those little extra details just really help make it pop. I always use and add my white highlights to the top and to the left, and I add any shadows, if I'm adding shadows, to the right and to the bottom. That's just the habit that I have. It helps me to know really quickly and to keep it consistent where I'm putting what. So that's just a wee tip. And yeah, then eventually I will go back into my lettering once I've done all my doodles, and I thicken all of the down strokes in the words of the days of the week. So any time that my pen goes down when I'm writing those strokes, I thicken the down strokes, and that's just it's called faux calligraphy. It's just a way of making it look like I've used a brush pen, but I'm using a normal gel pen tip. So yeah, you keep the up strokes thin and you just thicken any of your down strokes. So you'll see me do that as well. And I also here I'm blending in a wee bit of the gel pen in the inside of my avocado, just to give it a little bit of a different kind of look. Yep, so I also then go in and add some stars and some dot details. Just, again, I just like having fun and playing around with my journal. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm just gonna stop talking now and let you watch the rest of it. If you have stuck with me this far, thank you so much. I hope that you can understand my Northern Irish accent okay, and that I've explained things clearly enough for you. So if you have any other questions, drop me a wee note in the comments of this video, or send me a DM, and I'm happy to answer any other questions. If there's anything else that you'd like to see in video format, I'm happy to learn how to do that now that I've got my overhead camera. I still need to figure out how to position it in a way that my hand doesn't block too much of it. It's really hard to do. I think you can see really clearly when it's overhead. Sometimes when it's a side shot you miss some of it as well. So I'll play around over the next few weeks and see how I get on. And I've just encouraged myself when I got my camera overhead camera setup to not try to make it perfect. This is my very first attempt, and as with bullet journaling, whenever you start out learning how to do something, sometimes you can be too afraid that it needs to be perfect, and that stops you then from trying or starting. And I just remind myself something that makes me laugh and just helps me to remember that practice makes progress, and to just have fun and do it. And I remind myself whenever I get fearful or anxious or think, oh gosh, it's not going to be good enough, that Michelangelo, I'm sure, started out finger painting. We all have to start somewhere. We all learn new skills at the very start, and so it's okay to post things like this that aren't perfect. And it's fun then to look back, maybe this time next year, if I've posted more videos, to see how far you've come, how much you've learned, and to share those kind of tips and tricks with everybody, and just encourage each other. If anybody has any tips or tricks or programs that they've used, I have an iPhone and an iPad, so if anybody has any apps that aren't too expensive, because I'm very much on a budget, just as to how to edit and how to speed things up or add in effects and music, I would love to know those. So share those in the comments so that everybody else can see, or else drop me a DM. That would be lovely. But I am hoping you are enjoying this so far, and yep, so I'm just going to leave you to it. I'll put music on for the rest of it without my voiceover. And yeah, let me know what you think, if you've enjoyed this, if this is the kind of thing that you like watching. I know personally I love watching other people setting up their bullet journals. It just relaxes me. I could honestly watch Plan With Me's for a whole day and still not be bored. So hope you've enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll make another video soon. Bye!